Hello, Facebook. Just waiting to get the word that we are up and rolling on Facebook. Looking forward to seeing everyone and talking to everyone. All right, hello. I'm getting the thumbs up that we should be live on Facebook right now, if all is going well. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. My name is Will Lesnick, and I am co-owner of Grow and Sing Studios. And I'm joined today by Angelyn, Rody and Aydah Namado. And the three of us, Angelyn is a Kindermusik instructor as well, who many of you probably know her from that venue. But the three of us also do private lessons for Grow and Sing Studios. Me and Aidan do piano lessons, and Angelyn does voice lessons. And we wanted to take just a little bit of your time here on a Wednesday afternoon to let you know a little bit more about lessons. Grow and Sing Studios has been here in Central Florida for 15 years doing Kindermusik, and we've had thousands of families go through our program. Kindermusik's amazing for the babies up to the 5, 6, 7-year-olds. But what a lot of people don't know, including our own families that have been with us for years, is that we do offer private one-on-one voice and music lessons. So we just wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about that, show you a little sample of what we do, let you meet the team, and ask any questions as well. So at the end, if you have questions, shoot them to us on Facebook. We should be able to see them, hopefully. So just some real general basics about our lessons. Like I said, I teach piano. We started doing lessons at our program about 8 years ago. I started with piano, and then a few years after that, Angelyn came with voice, and Aidan recently jumped on board earlier this year, also with piano, and we'll talk to him in just a minute. But just to let you know some general questions or general information about our lessons. First of all, like our Kindermusik classes in March, without knowing that this was going to be the plan, we quickly switched to virtual. So right now we are doing all of our lessons through Zoom. And it's been working out great. To be honest, when I had to switch in March, when this all started, I didn't know how it would go. And that first lesson or two was a bit of a learning curve, but any first lesson or two, in person or virtually, is a learning curve. But it's been going great. For now, we're staying virtual. We'll keep an eye on the news and see when we feel safe to be face-to-face again. And I've even had some of my families tell me, face-to-face is great, of course, but I know there's a lot of moms that don't miss driving their kid here and back home in rush hour traffic after school. So I suspect even when the world gets a little back to regular, if you will, virtual will still probably at least be an option. It might go back and forth between in-person and virtual, we'll see. But right now it's going virtual, which, as I said, has been working out great. Generally, common questions. Age, normal starting age for piano. I say 5 and up with piano. If they're 5, in general, across the board, we do a trial lesson with your child, or adults. We also do lessons for adults. But child, we do trial lesson, make sure it feels like a good fit. The 5-year-olds, usually, sometimes they're ready, sometimes they're not. Every child's different. I have noticed with virtual, that can be a little iffy, but with some it works great. So if you have a child and you're not quite sure about the age, free trial lessons always welcome. Angelyn will talk more about voice, but she typically starts at 7, 7 and up, but again, every child's different. I've had some 4-year-olds that are ready to go. I've had some 6-year-olds that need a little more time. We typically do a 30-minute lesson once a week. That can change as well. I know we have someone that does, I think, 45-minute voice lessons. I've done for adults or older teens, hour piano. With the little kids, sometimes I'll break it into 2 15-minute lessons a week if that works a little bit better. Again, each child's different, and we just do what we need to. And as far as schedule, we just look at our schedule, and we look at your schedule and find a day and time that is available, and that's kind of locked in. If you end up with a doctor's appointment or some sort of surprise, we do our best to work with you and be flexible and move it around. You know, it's not set in stone, but we try as much as we can to hit the same day and time. So what we're going to do now, I think, is meet everybody and let them sort of talk about what they do. I'll talk about piano a little bit more in just a bit. But first, we've got Aydah Namado. As I said, he joined us at the beginning of this year, right before we had to switch to virtual. So everything sort of changed right after he came on. But Aidan is a UCF School of Music graduate. He was actually our daughter's piano teacher, which is how we got to know him. And he's a great musician, and he is taking new students, and also he's quite frankly, his piano skills exceed my own. So if you have a child that has taken lessons in the past that's getting to an advanced level, or if you're an adult that has piano experience and wants to keep going with it, he's your guy. But he's also taking kids at the beginning as well. So Aidan, I'll let you go ahead. We'll just let you tell us a little about yourself, maybe play us a quick little something on the piano, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so like what I was saying, my name is Aydah Namado, and I was brought on to the Grow and Sing private lessons team just this January. Um, Coming off of graduation from the University of Central Florida, like you said, I'm a holder of a bachelor's of music education degree. And yeah, so I started with Grow and Sing in January, um, kind of being brought on with a little bit of focus on the higher levels of piano, but I do teach all levels from the very beginning all the way up to the most advanced levels of the instrument. And it's been an interesting year because of course I came on in January and I did not foresee how this year was going to unfold, like many of us didn't, and now we're in the situation where we're doing virtual lessons, and that's been going very well for me as well. Like Will was saying, um, it was difficult to start out. You know, the first couple of lessons, it took some trial and error to figure out how everything uh, kind of works with virtual. But now that I've been doing it for a few months, I've really gotten into a nice groove with it. I feel, and I've been having a lot of success with students like using virtual lessons. So that's been going very well. Um, yeah, so I thought maybe it would be nice if I played you guys just a little bit of something so you could hear how I play, and then maybe I'll talk a little bit about um, what a lesson with me looks like at the end. Okay, so this is a little piece by Johann Sebastian Bach, just a little prelude in E minor. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so yeah, that was a prelude in E minor by J.S. Bach. Hope you enjoyed. And just to talk a little bit about kind of my teaching philosophy, um, my goal every week with my students is to give them as much kind of practical tools to use at home as possible. So I'm really focused on building really good practice technique and really understanding how to go about learning the instrument on a day by day, week by week, and month by month basis. So all of those levels, building those is very important to me. Um, I'm very detail oriented during lessons, so we'll often spend time working on smaller amounts of music, and that tends to drive a lot of success in my students. It helps build confidence because when you're working on something that's smaller, it's less daunting and it allows you to kind of experience success on a daily basis more than if you're trying to conquer something large all the time. But yeah, I really look forward to getting more students. Like I said, I started in January, um, and I'd love to take anybody that's interested. All right, so now I'm going to hand it off to our wonderful voice teacher. Angelyn.
Thanks, Aidan.
Awesome. Thank you, Aidan. Go for it, Angelyn.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Angelyn Rody. As Will said, I am one of the Kindermusik teachers at Grow and Sing Studios. I've been with the studio since 2013, and I've been teaching voice lessons for a very long time. I've been teaching theater in general for a very, very, very long time, and I am very happy that I'm able to do this with my kids. Voice lessons, whether in person or virtual, are amazing. If you have a child that likes to sing and just likes to make music and doesn't know where to start, this is a great way to get them going and great way to get them using their voice and learning more about it. As Will said, my age that I like to start with is usually around age 7 or 2nd grade, or my main prerequisite is that they are able to read. And the reason for that is because when we're looking at a piece of music that has words on it, they need to be able to follow the words on the music just like they would be able to follow the words if they are reading a book or reading a sentence in school. So that is my prerequisite for voice lessons, usually age 7, or they must be able to read. And we have a lot of fun in lessons. At the first lesson, I just ask a little bit about the child, a little bit about what type of music or theater or movies that they're into. I always do some warm-ups with them to get to know their voice a little bit, as well as ask them to prepare a song or two for me so that I can hear them sing something that they love and that they're comfortable with. As we go throughout time, it takes about a month or 2 for them to get used to the pattern of lessons, especially since we are virtual right now. There is, of course, some technology things that everyone has to get used to doing, which is also no different than doing things in person. There's always a new learning curve to anything new that a new student gets involved in. And so the best way for me to show you how voice lessons work virtually is to bring on one of my students, Catherine Gardner. She has been with me for 3 years, I think, going on 4 years. So Catherine, go ahead and come on in. Hi. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
3 years, right?
I think it's two.
No.
2.5. 2.5.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah. Catherine came to me several years ago because she just wanted to, she's very into theater. She's about to go off to college and still taking lessons, and she just wanted to learn more about how to use her voice. And so she has been with me in person as well as been taking virtual with me for many, many months, ever since March. And we even were talking earlier about how it is weird how, yes, in this virtual world, even though I can't be in person, you can still get a lot out of the experience, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we're going to share with you a little bit about how this goes. So the trick with virtual with voice lessons is I am always playing here in real time, in person, in my house. The student, from their perspective, is always singing with me. However, what you're going to hear right now, there is going to be a little bit of a delay because we're over the internet, and that is okay. I'm used to it. I have 10 students a week, so I know what to listen to, and I always know how to help them. So normally I start off a voice lesson by doing a couple of vocal sighs like this, and she's going to copy after me. Hey!
Hey!
Oh!
Oh!
Woo!
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 And then we like to go into one of my favorite warm-ups for everybody. This gets the diaphragm working. We're going to start up here, Catherine. And we're going to do some lip trills. And the warm-up sounds like this. So I always sing it for them so that they know what to listen for. Nice and relaxed, nice and straight. Go ahead, Catherine. So I'm going to play the note. Again, she's with me in real time, but there's going to be a little bit of a delay, and that is okay. Go ahead. Line those eyebrows a little bit for me. One more. Sorry. Right there. And my students know quite often I'm in the mode and I make a mistake, and that's okay. But they're always with me. Catherine, let's do a little three. This one is a little bit more of a faster pace. So again, it's going to seem like we're not together. But from Catherine's perspective, are you singing with me?
Yes.
That's all that you need to know. So here we go. Ready? Like you're bouncing on a bed, nice and long. And rearrange a little, Catherine, and we're gonna do ba ba la señor. Nice and round. This one we're working on octaves and range. So here we go.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Here we go. Good, gorgeous. So we do a very similar thing when we learn a piece of music. They always have the book with them. All my students always have their own music that they can take home. There we go. Whether we're in person or virtual, I always, after getting to know them for a month or two and know their voice, look at my repertoire, look at all sorts of different repertoire, and suggest a book that they can have that suits their voice the best, so that they can start to build up their music library. As a vocalist, you want to have a nice large library, so you always have lots of material to pull from. Catherine has several books right now, and this is our current favorite that we have been working on. And so what we do then is we kind of use the book as a guidance. We don't always do things from the book. Sometimes we do other things as well. And when we're learning, we're sight reading together. She's sight reading from her book. I have mine. I play a chunk, sing it, and then she copies what I do. And then we just do that until she has the section. So for example, for this first song, she would hear this. Whatever happened to my part? Sing it with me, and
whatever happened to my part?
Next part is this. It was exciting at the start. Let's take that together. It was exciting at the start. Good. And here's the next section. Now we're halfway through Act 2, and I've had nothing yet to do. Are you still with me, Catherine? I think you froze. She was there. And this happens quite often, and Will and Aidan will tell you in virtual lessons, and it is okay. Sometimes I freeze, sometimes she freezes, and we just take the moment to get back on track. So Catherine, if you're there, jump back in. If you're not, no worries. But that's basically how voice lessons go. We do a lot of copy and repeat, and this is what we would do in person again. The only difference is that she is there. There she is. Are you back?
Yes. I'm so sorry.
Real time, people. This is what happens, and that is okay. So what we would normally do then is I would sing with her from my home. I would play the music from my iPad, and she would sing with me in her home. You were there. You were there. That is okay. I'm going to mute you for now. And then she would go ahead and play the track from her home. She has the music, she has the piano accompaniment, so that way, even though I am not with her, she can still sing the song in real time by herself in her home. And at the end of the day, my students, my goal, if they love singing, I just want them to feel better about vocalizing. I want them to feel better about singing together in front of a group of people. Some of my students want to be stronger. Some of them just want to learn how to sing better. For some of them, they just want to learn how to speak more confident singing in front of a group of people. And that is okay. There she is. You're back.
I decided to go on my phone because the computer wasn't working.
And that happens too. Quite often there's an extra device just in case. My students who are with us virtual, they know they are ready, and myself included, in case something happens. I once had my power go out at the end of a lesson. So, Catherine, now I want you to share with everybody from your perspective how you would then sing the song for me in the home. So go ahead and sing this little bit for me.
Okay. Do you want me to use the music too?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me pull it up really quick. Okay. We get a nice ad. Okay. Angelyn and I always dance to the ads. Whatever happened to my part? It was exciting from the start. Now we're halfway through Act 2, and I've had nothing yet to do. I've been off stage for far too long. It's ages This is one unhappy diva. The producers have deceived her. There's nothing I can sing from my heart. Whatever happened to my heart?
Very good. Yeah, so that's just a sampling of how it works. We do a lot of back and forth together, which we normally, again, would do in person. The only difference is now she has the tools that she needs to practice at home, which is what I would want them to have anyway. And at the end of the day, again, we get a great experience, don't we?
Yes, we do. It's always so much fun.
I have learned a lot, especially since the pandemic, that a lot of my students have really just enjoyed having this time to make music because it brings them so much joy. Several of my students, if they've had a really bad week or if things are stressful because of whatever is going on within the pandemic, with their homes, with school, and all the things, a lot of them come to lessons and they are just happy to be here, happy to make music. And that is my goal at the end of the day as a teacher, is to be able for 30 minutes to give them a great experience and feel better about who they are as a musician. So,
it's one of my favorite parts of the week. I really look forward to it every week.
There we go.
Miss Angelyn is so much fun.
Thank you, Catherine, for being here, and thank you, everybody.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. I really appreciate you hopping in. And thanks, Angelyn, for that quick demo. It's funny, I was thinking, as many years as you've been teaching voice for us, I think this is the first time I've actually seen you at work teaching a lesson. I get to see the end result at our recitals, but that was fun.
And what's funny is I don't know that you've ever actually met Catherine.
I was thinking that too, because I was like, has she been to a recital? And I'm going to talk about recitals in a minute. But yeah, so that was cool. And Catherine, if you're still there, I appreciate it. So real quick, I just want to talk a little bit about piano lessons some more. A lot of people ask me, especially with the little ones, how do we teach? What method do we use? So if they come in pretty young, I tend to teach at first using what's called the playing-based method versus a reading. What that means is we do talk about note names and all that, and fingers and all that, but initially the songs we learn to play, we work a little bit more on finger numbers, note names, patterns, versus reading notes and all the music theory. That definitely comes in down the line. Sometimes it comes in pretty fast. Sometimes we wait a while, depending on each individual child. But the cool thing there is within a few lessons, sometimes even within the first lesson, they're playing a song with both hands. Lesson 1, they're excited. It makes them want to come back for more. And then when we get ready to talk theory and all that stuff, they're already feeling confident just playing a piano and making music and excited about it. And a lot of depending again on the child, some of the songs, rather than notes, they're getting little diagrams or pictures that are explained to them, and we discuss what it all means and how to put it all together. I'm just going to show you some of the first lessons. There's usually around 5 things I review with kids, just concepts. First, we talk about finger numbers. Thumb is always number 1. It's like a mirror playing to the camera here. So we always talk about right hand, left hand, finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I talk to them about the notes. We talk about the 2 different kinds of notes, our white notes and our black notes. And we talk about note names, and I explain how unlike the alphabet that they are learning, or have learned probably at this point, our music alphabet does not end at Z, we end at G. And I show them how we go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, all the way up. And then I talk about middle C. Actually, I talk about C's in general and how to find a C. And one little tip I give them, if they look at the black notes on the piano, black notes I always try to make them ask them what pattern they see. And it's a pattern of 2 notes, 3 notes, 2 black notes, 3 black notes, 2 black notes, 3 black notes. We keep going with that. And if you find the 2 black notes and you go to the white note right before that, you've got yourself a C. Then we have them find all the C's. And we talk about middle C. And one cool little tip about middle C that I didn't even know until I started teaching piano. This doesn't work on a keyboard, but if they have an actual piano at home, every piano has a little logo of the company that made it right in the middle. And the logo, if you go to right where the logo starts, that's middle C. So that's a little shortcut I like to teach the kids. That's pretty cool. Again, doesn't work on keyboards, but if they have a piano. And then we talk about hand positioning, and we remind them about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we talk about what I call the 5 steps of sound, which is putting finger number 1, your thumb, on middle C. which hopefully by now we've learned how to find. And then the next finger on the next note, next on the next, next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we just try to work on that. Just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just to get them used to the proper hand position, finger numbers, all that good kind of stuff. And then the first few songs we learn start right at that position that we've just taught them on the C's, which hopefully at this point they know how to find. So, and then of course, if a child comes in already with some experience, otherwise once they move forward, I usually tend to go into these books, which are your more traditional piano books, notes, exactly the type of thing you're used to seeing. And like I said, I feel like this works really well. And usually they do walk out, or I should say, usually we do finish, because they're not walking anywhere because we're virtual, but usually by the time we're done with the first lesson even, they're playing a little something, they're excited, they want to come back for more. Because we're really just trying to make it, especially for the younger ones, just something fun, an introduction to music, something they look forward to, not dread, like some of us might have when we were younger with our piano lessons, but we really do try to make it fun, and it's been working out great. So, that's piano. Angelyn and Aidan, if you want to pop back on, just a couple more things. First of all, if anybody has any questions, we're going to check that out. But one more thing I wanted to talk about that we do. We do 2 recitals a year. We do one towards the end of the school year, and then one right around the holidays. Usually, like, I try to do it in the middle of December before everyone has 1,000 Christmas things going on, but somewhere in the middle of December. We did our school year recital, was virtual, and again, that actually worked out. You know, one cool thing about the virtual recital was we could open it to anyone. So we had grandmas from California and North Carolina, like we had people from all over the country watching their relative, you know, their niece or their grandchild or whatever it might be. So that was pretty cool. We'll see what December brings. We'll see, who knows? All I can tell you is there will be a December recital. If we do it in person, we usually have everyone come. Normally for the recitals, each child plays one song, and myself or Angelyn or Aidan stays right next to them. So if they're young and shy, we're there to help them. Some of them march right up, do it, and they don't need us at all. So that's up to each individual kid. But we want to make it an experience that is really fun for them and helps build their confidence, but at the same time, not intimidating. So I think we walked that line pretty well. It's a lot of fun, and then usually we all have desserts at the end and that kind of stuff. So I think that is just about everything. Let's see.
I had one question on Facebook, and it's what is the youngest you teach? So for voice lessons, again, it's 7 years old or 2nd grade. They must be proficient in reading. And for piano, it is...
For piano, it is typically 5. Like I said, that's the other thing. I mentioned this a little at first, but all of us do offer a free trial lesson. So if you have a child, for anybody, child, adults, teens, but especially if you have a child that's kind of on the brink, maybe just turned 5, just turned 7, it's a great chance just to try it out. We kind of run them through the basics and then just see if it's a good fit. You can usually tell after one lesson how it's going to go. But yeah, typically 5 for piano and 7 for voice. Any others on there? I see a lot of comments and thumbs up and all that, but I think that's it. So
apparently we're awesome.
Apparently we're awesome. We've covered it all. If you all are watching this later on, feel free to post in the comments. We'll keep an eye on it, answer any questions. Aside from that, if you want to learn more about lessons, set up a trial, give it a shot. You can email me. It's will@growandsing.com. You can check out our website, growandsing.com. You can visit us on Facebook like you are right now. We also have a Facebook page for lessons. It's at Orlando Piano Lessons. It should be at Orlando Piano and Voice Lessons, but that's just so long. But yeah, if you go to Orlando Piano Lessons is us as well if you want to check us out. And, oh good, we've got some of our Kindermusik kids saying, yeah, we have a nice mix. We had a Kindermusik mom saying she's looking forward to her kid in a couple years. And we definitely feed a lot from our Kindermusik program, but we also get a lot that you do not have to have done Kindermusik by any means. We get a lot of people that hear of us word of mouth or any other way. So it's a really nice mix. And I think that's it, guys. You all, anything left? You guys good?
No, that's it. If you have a child that's just interested in the arts and you're not sure where to start, especially once they get into this elementary school age or the middle school or high school age, piano and voice is a great way to get started, because that way they can learn a little bit more about their craft and feel more confident going into whatever artsy situation they end up going into for the rest of their life.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I've had a lot of elementary kids. I mean, a lot of kids that start with me at 5 or 6, and then when they get to that middle school age and want to start band, they've just got a huge leg up because they've got all that early music experience. So, all right, well, thank you, Angelyn. Thank you, Aidan. Thank you, everybody watching out there in Facebook land, and we hope to hear from you soon. Bye, guys.